So I went ahead and got the other one off. Sprayed that with some rust converter. I cleaned it up first. I ended up hanging it with just a wire hanger for now for support. So I got these. They've got a cure now for 24 hours, and then I can go ahead and paint them. And I'll just paint them black, is what I'll do. So I'm thinking, no, I might want to paint them with something a little bit more heat, but they should be fine. So this bolt's still good. I'm able to get the nut on it. So I did that on the bench, so it does work. So I'll just leave that one in there, and then I'll just use this. It's a little long, but it'll work. And I think the reason they designed it this way, it's not the easiest thing to get up in here, probably, to get that held on. So hopefully I can. Otherwise, it's going to be hard to get that nut tightened down. But we'll get it figured out. And then I've got these that still need to go on. These are the rear suspension bolts. These are the ones I can't get to because of the wood blocks that are in there right now. When I took the rear suspension off, it was up on jack stands. And then I said, you know what, after that is when I built those blocks. So I'll have to wait until I get it jacked up, get the wood block pulled out on each side, and go in there and just tighten those bolts and washers on. All right, so we're going to go for round number 2. So I got a new gun and another bottle of it. So we'll get this all set up and get trying. Yeah. There's the rod that went into it. So we'll get set up and we'll get it going. And I did a little more picking last night. Tried to get as much of it off as I could, but it's just so hard. It's just caked on there. So but I think we're pretty good. I think it's pretty clean underneath here. So I think we're pretty good for that. Okay. So that is now done and sealed. Did it the best I could. I gooped it in there. I'll have to, you can see there's lots of extra gooping out, which is fine. I'll just, trim that off. But it looks like it's got good coverage all throughout it. And so there were 24, 25, 26, 27 clamps on it. So I'll leave that there for weeks if I need to, whenever I need to come back and get it. I will. I still got to work on those other parts, but it looks pretty good right now. I'm pretty happy with that. I don't really know how much more I could get in there, but I'll just have to trim and clean up after I'm done. Try to space these out as best I can here, but looks pretty even, pretty good. So that is done. Oh, pro tip, wear gloves. Hopefully that comes off. So I'm curious if this will work, because I didn't use a ton of it. And I want to save it. So what I did is I put some flex shot on that to seal it up. So I'll see. It looks like there's some threads here, like you could put something on it, but there wasn't anything in the container for that. So I would think if that's what that would be for, that they would have put a cap in the bag with it, but nope. So we're gonna do that. And oh, also today or tonight, I put the seat in and the steering wheel on, and I moved the gauges a little bit just to get that. It's not bolted down or anything. I got a couple of pieces of wood and stuff. It's really kind of just jerry-rigged in there, but at least it gives me something easier to sit on. And I couldn't use that pink chair anymore because once I put the emergency brake in, it was too wide. So yeah. So once the weather gets a little nicer here, hopefully this weekend, we'll be able to get it down and see if it'll run. So there's those being all rusted still. So I was just going through some of my boxes. This was my interior box, and I had my visors in there. So I cleaned them. I'm starting to clean them up. So that's the before, and that's the after. Then I also had my center console. It had some of this plastic stuff. What they had done is they had glued that down to this since the hinges were broken. This actually still has one of the cassette flip top still in it. That's what each one of these holes are for. Be kind of neat to find those somewhere, but I bet you those are almost impossible to find. But I guess you probably could. But I'm thinking of just replacing this. I saw somewhere where you can get the plastic part for that, and it's not too bad. But, yep, just kind of going through and cleaning everything up. I painted these today. So, just kind of waiting for those to dry, and then I'll get those back on the car today. And we can get the hangers off, and that means the exhaust will be done. So, just piddling around a little bit more and just cleaning stuff up. So, here's a before and after of the door handles. So, that's after it's been cleaned, and that's what they look like before. So we'll work on the other one now. So this is one wipe off of that. Look at that nasty dirt. Already looks better, but that's what came up. I did want to show that I did get those hangers on. There's the new one. So that exhaust is all done up real nice. So getting close. I'm itching to drive it and see if she'll drive or not, but she is down off of it and just about ready to go. So I just wish it was going to be nice, but it is what it is. And maybe if we get it outside, I can't because I got to fix that before I do it. Otherwise, the inside's going to get all wet again. Yeah. Maybe I can cover that up. I don't know. No, because it'll come right down the windshield. But maybe not get the windshield wet. But maybe wash this. So. All right. All right, so I'm cleaning up the center console here. So I took the carpets off. There was just all crap all behind it, and those really need to be cleaned. But they're not just carpet. They're like door card kind of material. And as you can see, this is all just water damage. But it was just, you can still kind of see it even here. It was just filthy full of crap and everything, so I need to get it off. But there were these little staples holding it on. So what I did was I took this, popped this off of there, and those clips, they stayed through. They just tore through the carpet and the cardboard, but they were still there. And you can see they're still here because they were rusted. So as I was trying to pull them out, I tried taking it and twisting and pulling out, and all it did was just snap them. But by the time I got to the other side, if you notice, there are no clips in here. So what I did was, and all the clips are gone, but I put it in here and I pulled up and it pulled them out. So if you ever need to pull these out, that's how you can do it. I don't know how I'm going to get this back on, but I will figure that out. But yep, just kind of cleaning this up to get this to look a little better as well. So I still have to do this side, but that's how you get those clips out. Well, she is back on the ground. So we're going to leave her here for a little bit, and we're going to see if these tires will hold the air. I don't hear any hissing. Yep, don't hear any hissing. So, yep. She is back on the ground. But like I said, oh no. I'm going to have to cut it to get it out, but that's okay. So we'll leave it up on the tires for a little bit, but it's supposed to rain tomorrow. So tonight I am just going to leave it sitting because I don't want to take a chance on bringing it out tonight, not to mention it's dark out. But yep, it's on the ground again. First time she's been on the ground in over a year, or right about a year. So she looks a lot better on the ground. I forget how short the car is because it's been up so high. So we will, and then the more I looked at this rust down here, it's not horrible. It's going to take a little to fix it, but it is fixable. I got the rear suspension bolts in that I had to get to once I got those blocks out, so those are in as well. Yeah, so the next thing is going to be the next nice day to take it out for a little test drive, hopefully, and see how she does.